Star Wars Rebels Season 2, we got our first on-screen appearance of an Imperial Interdictor Cruiser. These ships were known for their gravity well projectors, which simulated the gravitational pull of a planetary mass. This was useful because most hyperdrive systems came with safety measures that would drop a ship out of hyperspace when a significant gravity well was detected. So, interdictors could effectively pull ships out of hyperspace or prevent them from jumping altogether. This idea has been around for quite a while, first introduced in the West End Games role-playing game. So today I'll be running through the history of Interdictor Cruisers and the various types of ships in both canon and Legends. We currently have 4 known interdictor variants in canon. The first is the one seen multiple times in Star Wars Rebels. It was a prototype for an experimental project, but the technology was present within the Empire for at least 3 years prior. The novel Tarkin mentions 3 other interdictors: the CC-7700, the Detainer CC-2200, and the Immobilizer 418 were all part of a task group led by Moff Tarkin to recapture his stolen ship, the Carrion Spike. It's possible that the model seen in Star Wars Rebels is the Immobilizer 418. That hasn't been officially specified yet, but the 2 models share a multitude of similarities. The experimental nature of the Imperial Interdictor in Rebels leads me to believe interdiction technology has not been around for very long in the canon galaxy, but in Legends it's been in use since the Jedi Civil War, which took place about 4,000 years earlier. Simply called the Interdictor-class cruiser, it was among the most numerous ships seen in the Sith Navy at the time. Some of them, including the famed Leviathan, were originally constructed for the Republic, but after the Sith Lords Darth Revan and Darth Malak gained control of the Starforge, many more were produced. They were 600 meters in length, making them just over a third the length of an Imperial Star Destroyer. 3 other variants existed in Legends beyond the ones already mentioned. The Interdictor-class Star Destroyer was a full-size Imperial Star Destroyer that was outfitted with gravity well projectors. They were more heavily armed than standard interdictors of the era, but the projectors were a major drain on the ship's reactor, and they took up so much room that half of the turbo lasers found on a normal Star Destroyer had to be removed. They also lost hangar space and could only hold 16 TIE fighters as opposed to the normal 72. When the Empire began using interdictors against the Rebellion, they responded by stealing gravity well projectors and installing them onto Lorinar Strike-class cruisers. They were smaller than the Imperial models by 150 meters, but they served the same tactical purpose just as efficiently. And finally, the Yuuzhan Vong had their own interdictor warships called the Vuas Spar. They used 3 creatures called Dovin Basils that were able to naturally generate powerful gravitational fields. They were normally used for propulsion and shielding, but their abilities could be used to pull ships out of hyperspace as well. As of right now, that's every interdictor ship in canon and Legends. Personally, I kinda like the idea that interdiction is a newer technology, if only because that shows that there are still technological advances happening. I've recently been playing back through Knights of the Old Republic, and I laughed when the Leviathan pulled us out of hyperspace strictly because Rebels just talked about how interdiction was this new experimental technology. But what do you guys think? As of right now, there aren't a ton of differences between canon and Legends, only the time frame. Do you like it as an ancient technology, or do you like the experimental side of things? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page by clicking on the links in the description. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.